Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you? So are you here physically, spiritually and mentally? Or your physical is here but your inner side is somewhere else? Okay, so hopefully you are here, insyaAllah. This forum will be the last forum for us. Okay, insyaAllah, we do not only feed our physical body, but also we feed our inner side as well with knowledge. All right. Welcome to Forum 3. The title of our forum is the impact of social media and technology on irresponsible and aggressive behavior among youth. I'm Dr. Suriya binti Muhammad Noor from Department of Usuluddin and Comparative Religion and Philosophy, AHAS, Kuliah of Islamic Review Knowledge and Human Sciences, International Islamic University, Malaysia. So inshallah I'll be the moderator for this session. I think as what we discussed this morning, okay, we can see that there are many crises, many conflict, many cases happen in the family as well as involving our youth. Even our YB Senator, Dr. Fuzia Saleh also mentions that the rate of divorce is increasing is increasing from 2024. Okay, the rate is 4.1, and also Dr. Siti Sarah also shared the statistic this morning that we have 43.1. Okay, this is the increasing statistic of divorce from 2021 and 2022, and also this involve our young couple. And also when we talk about youth, there are also many cases. All right, for example, our senator mentioned this morning about rape gang, about killing or stabbing the schoolmate and etc. So our question is whether, okay, and also I would like to also share another one as Dr. Sharah shared this morning, the rise of the fatherless child, nearly 7,000 babies born to unmarried teenagers girl, okay, from 2020 to 2024. So this is worrying. Okay, so our questions, okay, whether all these issues, okay, occurred because of the use of our social media and also technology without guidance or without limitations. Okay, so inshallah, okay, our expert today, okay, we have 3 experts today, will answer this question, also will highlight us, and inshallah I think we'll also maybe propose solutions as well. All right. So before we begin, I would like to introduce our distinguished panelists. The first one is Associate Professor TS Dr. Nur Izura Udzir from Cyber Security Group, University Putra, Malaysia. She will speak on threats from digital technology and social media towards family. And our second panelist, okay, Dr. Adam Musa from IIUM, Islamic University in Uganda. And he was, right? You already graduated? New doctor. Okay, so congratulations. Okay, congratulations, Dr. Adam. Okay, she was our student. I said our because he's from East Tech IIUM. So congratulations once again. So Dr. Adam will talk about fitrah or human disposition as the real solutions for social media issues. And last but not least, Dr. Hartini Zainuddin, an esteemed child rights activist and also founder of Yayasan Chow Kit. And Dr. Hartini will definitely speak and also share her vast experience, okay, about the real life experiences with youth, exploitations and behavioral challenges. Okay, so actually we are beyond time. Okay, we should start at 2:30. Okay, so my intention is actually to introduce or to share with you a brief biodata of our speakers, but I think you want to listen more, okay, from the speaker, okay, about the topic that we have today. So we start with the presentation. Okay, the first part of this forum is presentation from our speaker. So all the speakers or each speakers, you have 15 minutes to present, okay, your topic. So I would like to welcome our first speaker, okay, Dr. Izura, the stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon. Alhamdulillah, today I applaud all you guys for staying until this afternoon for this topic that is very relevant and very important to us about the family, especially in the digital era. And we cannot deny that technology is now part of our life. Yeah, everything is technology. Yeah, in fact, if I ask anyone who doesn't have a smartphone, then I wouldn't see any raised hand on this. So digital technology has transformed our life, the way we connect with each other, the way we do things, the way we understand ourselves. But of course, it also comes with risks. This is why it's called a double-edged sword. Yeah, it can use to be to benefit us, but at the same time, if it can also be misused to bring harmful or negative effects to our life, also to the family. So technology is actually not neutral. Although I would say, as a computer scientist, I would say that technology is, they don't have brain. They just do what we human ask them to do, how we code, we program them. But now with the AI and things, they are simulating the human brain, the way human think. Yeah, that's why it's called artificial intelligence. But an AI is not something new, although it's been a hype recently, but AI has been around since the 1950s, 1960s anyway. So basically, technology nowadays, we can see that it's beginning to influence their behavior, yeah, especially aggressive and irresponsible behavior. And we know that youth spend most of their time on social media. I'm not going to go into detail on this. So some of the things, for example, yeah, there are apps that are used by teens which can lead to irresponsible behavior. For example, Omegle. Yeah, I've seen Omegle used, the video where the children can chat, can chat, real-time chat with strangers from all over the world. And with the time difference, and sometimes, you know, they can chat for anything and no substance at all, for example. And sometimes this can pose privacy risks and also risk to being exposed to scams, grooming, and so many other things. Yeah, and there are also, for example, the calculator percentage. Yeah, that is a secret photo vault. When it's secret, you know why it's being, being kept like a secret. So meaning that the children, the kids, the youth can upload, can put on, can share their videos, however the videos or pictures that are kept secret, and we know how it can be misused, for example, and so many other apps that we need to check what are these things. Yeah. And again, one of the I would say examples of irresponsible behavior, teen sexting is quite rampant, and this study is also in the US, and they are very concerned also about this, because we are also now running a campaign on against pornography. Yeah, we are creating awareness among the parents and the communities about this. So these are some of the things that we need to look at. Yeah. So online behavior, yeah, from the cybersecurity perspective, we can see that there are patterns that youth may behave more aggressively online, yeah, because they think that people do not know them. Anonymity, yeah. Or people do not know me, they can use fake accounts, they can use fake names or nicknames. They feel that they're also invisible because they're hiding in their room, for example. Yeah, people do not know me. They would do things that they wouldn't do if they're facing another human being, right? So these are the irresponsible behavior that we can see. So the anonymity, the fake accounts, this would reduce accountability. They feel that, well, I don't have to answer to anyone. Invisibility also would lower the empathy, because they don't see, they don't face people. They wouldn't feel that, I'm speaking to another human being, for example. So, and they couldn't see the facial expression when they say something. For example, when they say hateful thing, they couldn't see the face. So they keep saying, and, saying all these hateful things. So these are the things. This is also what we call as online disinhibition effect, or ODE, where the person becomes disinhibited. They don't care. They don't have any constraint. They feel that they can do anything they like. So the result would be harsher language, bolder actions. Because, for example, you wouldn't shout at someone in a cafe, yeah, but you can do it from your bedroom, online. So these are some of the effects. And we have seen cyberbullying, online harassment, right? Trolling, hate speech, doxing, impersonation, and so many out there. And some people may say that, well, this is freedom of speech. I can say whatever I like. This is my social media account. Why should I care what people say? This is my account, my platform, for example, yeah. So and they become keyboard warrior, yeah, for example, and we have seen so many cases in cyberbullying. I'm very glad that now Malaysia has passed the anti-bully bill, yeah, which is something that is what we are waiting for. Then, and some other online behavior that we can see is main character syndrome. Yeah, main character syndrome is something that nowadays people or the youngsters are now feeling that they are the main character. Everything around them, all the life, I am the main character here. So you're the actual central character, and you're the protagonist, and everyone else is sidekick or perhaps villain. So this is also related to the bottom one. Yeah? In games, they have this NPC, non-player character, a character that is considered irrelevant or not controlled by a player. And that's why some people say that the incident that happened when people or youngster have a shootout, in New Zealand or even in Malaysia, some people would say that perhaps it's because of this. They think that the others are NPC. They're not important. and their life is worthless, for example. Yeah. So online games also things that we need to see. Yeah, this is also because of technology and social media that can be harmful. For example, some time ago, we have this blue whale challenge where they have to go through a 50-day period, and at the end of it, they have to commit suicide. Yeah, and this is a suicide game. And Roblox, we have heard about Roblox before, and this skull breaker challenge, skull, you to break the skull, for example. These are some of these games, and some other games you can easily search online dangerous games. Yeah, Fire Fairy, for example, the game where ask children to go to the after everybody has gone to sleep, go to the kitchen, turn on the stove, and then leave it and go back to sleep. Just something like that, or some challenge games that ask you to slash your arm, slash your hand. So all these are dangerous. Yeah? It could injure or it could kill, and of course, all this also may lead to digital addiction and overuse. Yeah, social media addiction, doom scrolling, and constant notifications. All this. And the impact can be harmful on the sleep disorder, attention span, and so on. And there are evidence linking the addiction to technology to anxiety, depression, and especially among the younger populations. And we can see that it's costing young people their jobs because they couldn't focus. They couldn't function as they should. Yeah. One thing that we need to also understand is the algorithmic amplification of the social media. For example, there are social medias that there is the algorithm that keep recommending things. When you watch something, they know that okay, you're watching this. For example, chess is a harmless game. Yeah. So then the next video also they will suggest to you, they will recommend to you chess game, things like that. Or if you go for online shopping, you want to buy handbags, then they keep, this thing keep coming to you, in your social media, handbags, all the advertisement, things like this is because of this algorithmic amplification, and they reward, the platform reward the emotional and provocative content. For example, anger can lead to higher engagement and therefore more visibility. I'm sure you noticed that the hate post, anger post would get more views sometimes. Sometimes just not because we support the content, but we want to see what they are saying. But we are actually contributing to the views of this post, for example. Okay, and so we need to see this, aggressive. And another thing is gamification of attention also, where the content culture, everything is about content. Public shaming, humiliation, all this normally gets more virality, more popularity, and people see, or the youth may see that aggression can be the shortcut to popularity. And harmful online communities, AI and deepfakes. In Johor we have seen a teenage boy, 16 years old, getting arrested because of selling deepfake porn pictures of his schoolmates, sell it, so these are the things, AI, deepfake, impersonation also, the fake profiles they use to harass or do the cancellation, algorithmic rabbit holes. Rabbit holes is the recommendation that people use. So Asian cyber reality, since we are Asian conference, we know that the use of smartphone is very high, but the digital literacy is quite low. Yeah, so we need to see this, and normally the normal respect, tolerance, courtesy, these values are often disappear under anonymity because they feel that they're anonymous, they're doing whatever they like, they just disregard all these values, yeah, and also of course the cross border influence. Things that are being done in one country can easily being transferred to another country. So what we need to do is to have promote and instill digital literacy and cyber hygiene, yeah, among the youth, among the public, the community. Yeah? So we need to have the digital literacy. Cyber hygiene is not just about protecting your data, but it's also protecting our mind. Yeah? And what we need to have is cyber wellness, yeah, which should go along with cyber security. So the solution, we need to have digital citizenship training, yeah, where we need to know about identity protection, digital footprint, privacy, and also, of course, about the ethics in the cyber world. Parental monitoring, of course, community cyber hygiene, and healthy digital habits of positive digital culture. And this is also what we have been advocating on. Yeah, the responsibility and accountability of the social media platforms. Yeah, where now in Malaysia we now have the code of conduct. Yeah, for the social media platform, which I'm also happy to hear because we have been saying about this since last year, and we know that Australia has already banned social media account for users under 16, and Denmark also have been there, and Singapore also have this commission, yeah, to control and to block, and Alhamdulillah, Malaysia also going towards that direction, yeah, to ban teens from having social media account. Well, one of the reporters did contact me to interview about this. What do you think? Because some people may say that this is their rights, yeah, their rights to get information. Yes, I agree. They have the right to get information. They can get information from the internet. They can get it from creditable sources. They can get it from a source that is trustable, not necessarily from social media. Even if we ban teens from having social media account, it doesn't mean that they cannot get any information online. Correct? It's just that we're controlling what kind of information that they can get, and of course we need to install in them instill orang komputer cakap install apa nama tu, coping mechanism, filtering mechanism. All this needs to be instilled in our youth. And of course, yeah, in Australia now they have the loophole where teens are switching to new platforms to bypass this new law. So they are always ahead of us. So as a closing remark, yeah, to protect our youth, we must understand how technology shapes their behavior, their mind, and we need an ecosystem approach. Yeah, technology safeguard, stronger digital citizenship, education, digital literacy, cyber hygiene, and all these things. And it's not just about stopping the aggression. It's about building a safer digital future for us, for Malaysia, as well as for ASEAN. Yeah, so with that, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Izura. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Izura, for your what we call excellence and also interesting presentation. I say interesting because I learned new terms. This is, I think, today, I'm not sure about you, but for me, myself, this is the first time I heard about cyber hygiene. Okay, previously we talked about our physical, we have to make sure that we keep this hygiene and that hygiene. But today, I learned a new term, okay, from you, Doctor. Maybe after this, I will text you and ask you to share more about this because it is interesting. And I also agree with Dr. Izura when she mentions that our social media is like a double-edged sword. Okay, it's depend on how we use our social media and also technology. If you use for the good purpose, so the effect will be good. If you use for the bad one, I think you know what is the consequence, right? Okay, and also Doctor mentions about many what we call challenges and also threat. And also I agree with you, especially when you talk about online game. Okay, we have also students, for example, I think not only in my university, but maybe in other university, okay, they are addicted to online game. Okay, so they play game, they do not sleep, and then they oversleep, and then they absent from class, and then they do not come to the class, do not do assignment, and etc. So this is one of the challenges, all right? So that's why we have to make sure that we use social media for the good purpose. All right, and thank you so much, Doctor. Okay, and then without further delay, I would like to invite our second speaker, Dr. Adam Musa, to present his paper. The stage is yours, Doctor.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I can start, I just want to do a very simple survey. By show of hand, any parent who did his role or her role until he made his or her daughter graduate. At university level, anybody? At university level, mashallah. At high school level, yeah, high school level, where are you? Yeah, those primary level, subhanallah. Nobody in primary? What about kindergarten? Anybody in my country, nursery graduation is a big deal. So thank you for doing your role. And you are a motivation and inspiration to the other generation. And this is all about fitra. Fitra, look at it as a system. And any human being who was born and got lucky to go beyond birth to death. So before you die, your budget with Almighty, you have your budget already prepared for you, you know. So you have to exhaust them. Those who have done your work, alhamdulillah. Those who are at the end tail, please pray so much to Almighty to guide you, to reward you, to put blessing to the next coming generation. And those ones who are starting, the journey is very long and very difficult. It's not simple. You ask all of them, the mothers who are here, the grandmothers who are here, they've done their part. So let's pray for those who are coming, and let's pray for those ones who are in the middle to reach the destination, and those ones who are yet to come, the youth we are talking about, we also have to prepare them. Thank you. I'm Adam Musa. After the simple survey, I'm just here I'm going to divide my part into 3 quickly. Hopefully. The first part, I'll give you a very simple background about some statistics of something called Generation 4IR. Anybody who knows that generation? Now, this is the new generation, and all what we are talking about, digitalization, we are crying the impact. It's all the impact of the the GIR is really working. It's really working, and everybody is feeling it. So what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? This is the digital age, and in this digital age, it's very surprising. The world has not changed. No doubt about it. The world has not changed. But the digital clock, you remember the other old watch clock, tick-tock, tick-tock. That one went. But now we have digital. So the digital, the digital is just, it's just blipping each second. Everybody looks at his watch as if the world is moving so fast and things are changing. Nothing is changing. It's the mindset. Now, those are some aspects of fitra. Nothing has changed. But it's the pressure of generation 4IR, which is really catching us with us. So we just need to be steadfast. Let's work hard. Let's be conformed. And we'll do well. Our youth, demography, world. Today we have around 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion youth aged between 13 years to 29. Statisticians can look into that. That is according to United Nations Population Fund. Then, when you come to Africa, Africa has 400 million youth of the same category. Let's go to Middle East, 140 million. Let's come to South Asia, where you have sub-Indian continent. There the story is different. Between 25 years alone, there are 340 million, according to UNICEF. What does that tell you? Malaysia, Southeast Asia, Malaysia, according to the DOSMI, Department of Statistics, Malaysia has the total number of Malaysia, according to the statistics here, shows currently Malaysia is 35,000,054. I double-checked and I double-checked. I hope I'm right. If I'm wrong on this, we can review the authorities. That is according to 2024, 2025. So Malaysia, a quarter to 3/3 of Malaysian youth, they are between 19 to 18 million, according to the Boni Post. Then Malaysian government also says the under 18s in Malaysia, they are roughly between 9 million. Yeah, 9 million. So that takes, they account to 26% of the total Malaysian community. Now, these are the people who are youth, who are yet to join, enter family, be productive, protect the family institution, keep on with the mission and vision of the founding fathers of Malaysia, founding fathers of Africa, founding fathers of everywhere. So what does that mean? It means our debate and dialogue here is very, very important. Because once we lose this kind of people, then the generation to come is going to be, it's going to be a very complicated one. That's why we need to protect the family institution. The family institution has 3 roles. I'm going to put them into IQ, EQ, and AQ. Because of time, I'm not going to go into those. Family is supposed to do 3 of them. Unfortunately, today, We've given all our responsibility to institutions and schools. And what do the schools do? They only do for you IQ. Now, where is EQ and where is AQ? There is one university in Singapore, I think last year, they've included in their curriculum 2 certificates at the end of the graduation or convocation. They have 2 certificates. There is for AQ, IQ, and I think AQ. So this is how bad we are. So what is fitra? Fitra is just a simple, just being a human. We are all human beings. We eat, we drink, we get happy. When we get floods, we all mourn. You know, we have all these problems. They say we are all in it as human beings. So, as human beings, what are we supposed to do? What about these youth who are being wasted? What can we do? These are some of the current problems with the youth. 1, manifestation of youth aggression. I'm not going to talk so much about it. They've already mentioned some of it. I'm going to remind you. There is one. When you look at our youth who are who have these symbols, they need to be helped. 1, verbal, shouting, insult, threat, spreading rumors, and others. Physical, hitting, kicking, fighting, property damage, weapon use, cruelty to animals. Relationship, bullying, cyberbullying, social exclusion, and manipulating friendship. The other one is antisocial behavior, lying, stealing, setting fire, substance abuse, running away from families. Mommy and daddy, somebody talked of the daughter, of the son. So those are some of the running away. Then we also have the whole concept, as I finish, the whole concept of fitra is just being a human being. A human being, the first 40 days, when this human develops in the wombs of the mother, he's given flesh, first blood, then flesh. He goes through different levels of development. Then the last development, the last stage, that is 120 days. That's when eventually Almighty put this thing called the soul. The scientists have failed to understand what is this soul. You know? So the Almighty blows the spirit in the body. Then the body starts getting what? Life. So during that time, there are around 3 things, or there are around 5 things which is written before the baby is born. 1, the deeds, our actions. Now, today we are here to just all right, thank you. Today, the deeds. Are we happy with the deeds of our youth? Are we happy with what we've done so far in maintaining our families and responsibilities? Are we tired? Really, why should a husband and wife who entered matrimonial relationship fight between themselves? There is no problem. There is not problem. You just go back and say, oh, we are making this world to be a better place. Finish. Yeah. The struggles between husband and wife in the house, quarrel, fight over the child or whatever, they're all doing good. So we should not give up. So these deeds, we have to leave our legacy. The first one is written before you are born, the deeds. The second one is livelihood. Now, we keep on fighting, crying, livelihood, livelihood. Our livelihood has already been written. The budget has already been settled long time ago. Ours is to work hard and fulfill our budget. So if you don't work, you are going to disturb other people's budget. So please go and work so that you continue benefiting from the remaining stock of your budget. The other thing is death. We want it, we don't want it. There is a time we are going to die and we go back to God. But by the time you die, Have you finished all your livelihood? Have you finished all? What about your brain? Has your brain gone back to your creator when your brain is empty? Or it is full, packed with what? Knowledge to guide the world. Lastly, is the issue of destiny. Why we should not play around. Why we should do our responsibility without fear or favor, with righteousness. Because we are all human beings. One day, which legacy are you going to leave behind? And where are you going? So, me and you, as I finish, and I think that could be the solution on helping young youth. I would suggest the following framework. One, whoever is developing the cyber, whatever, the experts here in ICT, and anybody who is a human being, please, before you do anything good, please take this framework for continuity. One, never stop. Continue until you drop dead. Continue until you drop what? Dead. Never give up. That is one. As long as you are doing the right thing, continue. Don't give up. So have one, first step, always have good intentions. Somebody talk of Khalifa. We are all vicegerents on the earth. We are supposed to make this world a better place, despite of all the challenges. Two, you have to seek for knowledge. Yeah, we have to seek knowledge every single day. We have to keep on upgrading our knowledge and understanding this world so that we make it a better place. Then our amal, practices, our deeds should be righteous. Allah says, فَتَعَوَّنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Help one another towards righteousness. So corruption or anything bad, evil, please, let's not contribute to that. Let's contribute to righteousness. And lastly, tanfidh. Tanfidh is having discipline, following step by step until you complete a task. You go to another one, do it. So the policy makers, the mothers and fathers, it's very simple. Malaysia is developing so high. It wants to reach America. America is crying. Why? Because this element of human nature is missing. People are working so hard. So hard. But nobody appreciates them. Why? Because we are so advanced, we forget the basics. Let's go back to the basics. We are all human beings. Let's love one another. Let's support one another. And the world will be a better place. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Adam Musa, for sharing those insightful points with us. So how we can use fitrah as the solution? Okay, so the answer is very simple. Okay, you should be a human. Okay, be a human being, not only a human being, but a good human being. So as a Muslim, who is a man in Islam? Okay, so what is our role? Okay, our role as a Muslim in Islam is to do good to our Creator, to be a good servant, and also to be a good servant to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, and also a good Khalifah to others. So it's very simple. Okay, we are a human being, so we have to behave like a human being. So this is the solution, right, Doctor? All right, so thank you very much, Dr. Adam. Now we move to our third speaker, okay, Dr. Hartini Binti Zainuddin. I can't wait to hear from you. Okay, I believe that you have vast experience, Doctor. Inshallah, so the stage is yours.
Yeah, this is good. Hi, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good afternoon to everyone as well. First off, I have to apologize because I don't have slides. I actually took it literally and did a paper. But even prior to, starting on my presentation, I'd like to tell you where I work. So Yayasan Chow Kit, which is Chow Kit Foundation, which is the organization I helped co-found, is around the corner.
literally not even half a mile away. So we have centers and safe houses where some of the most marginalized children who are neglected and pushed aside live. So many of my experiences here in Malaysia is based around cases of children who are just around the corner. Having said that, I work on national and international cases as well. And I am part of the National Task Forces on Anti-Trafficking, Violence Against Children, and of course the latest one, which is the School Safety Program, right? Because of a case that happened here in Kuala Lumpur. So I'm going to start to bring the point home about certain cases that I've been working on this year, so that you understand and I bring to light and you actually get the fact and you can picture the kids playing on the street around the corner of what is happening and the impact of violence and what is happening to children in Malaysia and yes, around the world as well. So the first case involved a 12-year-old who made friends, no supervision, with people online using Discord. At some point, her aunt noticed that she kept sneaking into the bathroom, and it turned out that she was asked to strip and take videos and photos of herself nude to someone that she had met online in Discord. She's 12. So the aunt and the mother who works, single mom, called me up and said, can you help us? We, don't want to go to the police station ourselves. Can we do something about it? So of course I take them to Bukit Aman where we file the cases and all. It turns out the person who had pretended to be a 15-year-old was actually an adult in Australia, and he was a pedophile. That is one story, right? So never mind the amount of counseling and copious amount of blame that the child had towards herself, etc., and staff, and the shame, etc. This is one case that actually happened this year. Another case that happened involved the videoing of a young boy, well, he's not young, he's 15, who was beaten up in the stairwells in Wanutama and beaten up by 3 boys on video, and it was posted on Instagram. And some of his friends saw it, decided they were going to take revenge, called 20 other friends via Instagram DM, waylaid and ambushed 3 boys that they felt were part of the problem and the ones who had beaten up their friend. Turned out it was the wrong 3 boys. So they were called in by the police station. The father filed police station. The 3 boys' parents filed a police report, and the boys were brought in. 20 boys. Yeah. So that was another case that happened online. The boys were almost charged with not vandalism, gangsterism, and very, very serious charges. But of course, everything got settled. One of them was my son, just FYI. He was 16. Another case involved, and this is recently, we talked about what happened in Wanutama and the stabbing. We also, the week before, had heard about the gang rape of a teenage girl by boys in one of the states. But what you didn't hear was the case in another state where 9-year-old boys had gang raped a little girl, a 9-year-old classmate. That one you didn't hear. And she was sexually violated with a pen, and it was videoed. And the boys distributed that video to the classmates around the school. So her nickname was Pen. She was so suicidal that she decided to try to take her own life. And this just happened like 2 months ago. And, she was, thank God, she was rescued by the headmistress, and she was placed in a government shelter for her own safety. So that just happened. Recently, because of what's happening in the news, the child safety program, and the fact that we need to revise the child protection policy in schools, some of us on the task force were sent to schools to try to gauge what students knew or didn't know. I was sent to Chinese vernacular school with 9-year-olds, standard 3. When I asked the children, 9, yeah? When I asked the children, how many of you have roadblocks? How many of you have phones? First of all, their own phones, but their own SIM card. More than half of them raised their hands. When I asked how many of them had roadblocks and their own account, half of them raised their hands. When I asked the 9-year-olds how many of them had followers, over 50, one boy said he had 2,000, not supervised, most of them were adults. He was forced to block most of those followers because one of the adults, who was obviously an adult, had asked him to steal something. And so his friends, 9-year-old friends, they don't talk to their parents. They talk to other 9-year-olds, told them to block those followers. And the school had a policy of not having handphones in school. So it wasn't the schools that had violence against the children. It was what was happening outside of the school when the children went home. It's not violence in school. So when we talk about violence in schools today, you have to begin with the uncomfortable truth. Violence is no longer in the classroom. It never began in the classroom. It always begins online. It has been online. Social media has become the new playground, the new corridor, the new social hierarchy for our children. It is where identity is shaped because parents don't see, don't know, don't neglect. Even someone like me who does child protection and child policy couldn't supervise my own son. Status is negotiated, and belonging is either granted or taken away. Status and identity and belonging depends on how many followers you have and whether you're a cool kid and the popular kids follow you or not. So the real problem of humanity is that we have Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions who can't catch up, parents who don't know, and godlike technology. Our children are growing up at the intersection of these forces, and the consequences now playing in our schools. So don't blame the schools. It's not the schools. Character formation in a digital world has always been shaped by relationship boundaries and example. So today, however you want to do character is also increasingly shaped by algorithms, as was said by the professors. So character is what you do when no one is watching. That's real character, right? But for today's children, someone is always watching. So how do we shape this character? Social media conditions young people seek is validation, right? They seek validation. They are always comparing themselves constantly. They react constantly. They perform rather than reflect because it depends on who's watching, right? It's not who they are. They've never had that opportunity. This environment has profound effects on character building and character development. So we see reduced patience, heightened sensitivity to shame, difficulty in regulating emotions, increased reactivity to perceived disrespect. Children took funny. The part that I take exception to, which some people think is funny, is the fact that children can't spell properly. They don't speak in proper sentences. They don't form relationships. And I actually take offense to that as an English teacher. But when children are emotionally overwhelmed and their capacity for restraint diminishes because everybody's encouraging them online, everybody is watching them online, then the acts aren't premeditated, but they are reactive and they are violent. So, you know, as an educator said, children are not the problems to be solved. They are people to be understood. If you want to solve the problem of violence in school, then you have to talk about parents and the community and what's happening at home. It isn't the schools. So what is happening from online harm to offline violence, right? So we talk about what happened in the schools, but a lot of the violence happens outside of the schools. I know because I work on those cases daily. What we're witnessing in schools today is not new violence, not at all. It is displaced violence. It is the display of emotions and behavior that is unchecked. Conflicts that begin online now, yes, end up in school corridors. Cyberbullying escalates. We're talking about 2,000% jump in cyberbullying and cyber violence. We're talking about group chats, mobilizing collective harassment, viral videos of children, 9-year-olds sending naked pictures of classmates. It's ridiculous. The whole point in that was to humiliate. Humiliation is something new. Humiliation is a powerful force that social media brings. It can drive children to do things that they would otherwise never do because they're humiliated. And for many children, Humiliation is no longer private, yeah? Everybody knows your business. It's public, it's permanent, because it will never go away, and it is replayed over and over and over again. This is why mental health is an issue in this country. So when you take away dignity, when you strip away dignity online and you do it publicly, violence becomes an attempt to reclaim power. That's what violence is. It's to reclaim power, to say, I am in control. And when you put that in the hands of children who don't know how to react to it, this is what the issue is, and this is what should scare the hell out of us. So what is it? It is what everybody suspects it is. It is an erosion of values. It's not technology, it's the erosion of values. It is the fact that we reward popularity over integrity. It is about the fact that we are focused on visibility over kindness. And we've mentioned that and alluded to that before. It is about the fact that we say cruelty is more focused on what we look at more than compassion. We don't care about kindness, that's boring, right? And performance is more important than authenticity. And so the values that protect children when we were growing up isn't the same values anymore. And more of these children are unseen, unheard, disconnected, and feel alone. So, you know, we talk about the fact, and I said this when I was asked by the journalist as well, what I thought about banning social media under 16 years old. I'm like, not if you put in, it's not going to be impactful. It's not going to work unless you put in other factors and other elements as well. I mean, we need to be honest, right? Children are always going to find ways around social media. You think if you ban, you think you're going to ban 16-year-olds from using social media, they're not going to be on social media. You're joking, right? You know they all have different accounts, right? You know they lie about their ages on social media. And social media is just one way. As long as you have that phone, you can distribute and discuss anything you want. So schools, yes, you can help to sort of minimize and supervise online behavior, but most schools don't have phones in school. It's outside. So you need to work with the community and parents to figure out how to supervise the children outside the school as well. And children cannot self-regulate against billion-dollar algorithms. You have to get the telcos and all involved. If the telcos are not involved and the people making money are not involved, you're not solving anything. So if you want to talk about what's going on and how to really minimize the impact of violence in school, then you have to talk about what's happening outside of school. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hartini, for sharing with us your vast experiences. Okay, actually, I think we have the same feeling. It's so sad to hear these kind of cases, okay, involving especially our youth. And I think me, myself, I cannot imagine how our youth or our children, okay, face this kind of challenges or this kind of situations. They are still young, okay, compared to us, okay. And inshallah, we pray together so that inshallah may Allah protect our children and also our families, inshallah. All right, thank you to all our panelists, okay, for sharing with us informative and also excellent presentation. Okay, before we move to question and answer, we have a short interview session, okay, where I will pose one question to all the panelists, okay, one question only, okay, and because we are running out of time, okay, so I'll give you 3 minutes, okay. So the purpose is definitely to deepen our discussion, inshallah. So we start with the first panelist, okay, Dr. Nur Izura. Okay, your questions is, what practical steps can parents take, even if they are not technology savvy, okay, to create safer digital environments at home?
Thank you, Dr. Suriya, for that. Yes, in order to understand how your children behave or to supervise their activities online, you do not need to be tech savvy. Yeah, you do not need to be an expert. Yeah, there are simple things. The first one is, I would say, communicate, connect, and engage with your child. Yeah, we don't need to really control, or I would say it's a form of control, but not really saying that don't do this, don't do that, but we connect, ask them, have an open communication with them. Yeah, so that when they feel safe, they feel comfortable, they will tell you whatever that they're doing online, and we can talk to them. My son always, whenever I pick him up from school, he would tell me about this and that, sometimes about hukum, about ibadah, things and that. And I would say, okay, where did you hear that? He will tell me, and then I would say, okay, now let's check whether this is correct or not, things like that. And I'm not sure whether that is right. So you guide them how to find the correct answer, credible answers, for example. And things are about, for example, if they're being targeted online and things like that. So we need to look at this, their behavior, focus on, observe their behavior, not really on the technical things. As we say, as you have said also, and you can block this, block that, control this and that, have a parental control software, etc. But the children, they are always ahead of you, and because this is their time, this is their era. So I always tell parents to have a parental control software installed, if you, especially if you don't have time to supervise your kids. But I myself, I do not have parental control software because I myself control my children real time, and I will always tell them, do not accept friends, do not this, although people say no, do not, but it's not just like, it's a big do not. I would explain to them why you should not do this, why you should not accept people here and there, things like that. And other things is that we also have to be a digital role model. Yeah, we also have to be a digital role model, build a support network. And also another thing is learn from your children's expertise. They would be more expert than you. Yeah, so learn from them. This is also what I do. Although I'm a computer scientist, I would also take advice from them. I will also ask them, how do you do this, how do you do that? And in that way they will feel that appreciate them. You appreciate their knowledge in this area, and you can, slowly you can, we can say, put in good words. Why you should do this? Why is this good? Why is this bad? These are the things. That's why back to the first one, engage and connect with your children. But of course, other simple things you can have on YouTube. You can switch on the restricted mode. You can filter. There are many filtering tools that you can use. You can just Google. We have a Google Family Link, for example, that you control. Yeah? Parents can control remotely how many screen time that you allow for your children. What are the apps that you allow them to use? What are the apps that they're not allowed? These are some examples that you can control remotely. Many things out there that we need to explore. We as children, we may be Gen X or boomers, for example, but as Dr. Adam said, we need to seek knowledge, learn. This is also the skill that we need to learn until death. Yeah, Sean.
Thank you so much, Dr. Izura. So to Dr. Adam. Okay, you ready? Okay, all right. So your question, Dr. Adam, is you highlighted Fitrah as a core framework for addressing digital challenges. How does the modern digital environment disrupt this natural human disposition?
Thank you, Prof. I just want to go basic. The life is basic. We should not make life so difficult. Why? Why we should not make life very difficult? At the end of the day, we are human beings. Day by day, you have to eat, you have to drink, you have to feel happy, you have to do your responsibilities and duties. Day by day. So my solution is just to be good representatives, or let's be good vicegerents. Let's live a very simple life where we just do our roles with love, with happiness, with kindness. If there is goodness, thank God. If there is difficulties, you also thank God and try to have a personal conversation with your Creator, you know. And it starts with each one of us. I don't look at the other one, but each one of us. Just imagine each one of us, we have personal conversation with our Creator, our Maker. And you have your personal conversation. You say, God, oh, my Creator, you created me, but things are so difficult. The responsibilities are weighing so much on my what? On my shoulder. You promised us that nobody can carry luggage which he cannot carry. So it means whatever challenges we have, we can manage them. So that's why I gave you the four formulas. First of all, we need to have continuity. Let's not give up doing the little contribution we are doing, be it in cybersecurity, be it where, but the whole thing starts at individual. And this is, I think, I will add my voice to the previous speaker, that we need to, everybody is doing something. I don't believe there is someone who is not doing anything. And here we are complaining about people who don't want to do the right thing. I think that's our concern. All of us are complaining about people who are praying on the efforts of other people who are doing good. So let's isolate them. Let's isolate them, let's engage them, let's teach them, let's look for them wherever they are, tell them. And this is where parents can play a very big role. Those bullies are your children and your daughters, your sons and daughters, right or not? Right or not? I don't mean literally they are. Right or wrong? It's right. So we know their behaviors. Let's find them. Let's try to help them out. Allah says, فَتَعَوَّنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. Help one another in righteousness. In God fear, in righteousness, God fearing and righteousness. Full stop. Nothing else. There is no rocket science. So let's just sit down. Let's not get fed up. Let's do our responsibility. Let's be good citizens of this world. I think let's not give up. Let's keep on going. The small efforts we can do in our own dockets, let's save this world. There is no any shortcut. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Adam. Okay, last question to our last panelist, Dr. Hartini. From your work at Yayasan Chow Kit, what behavioral changes have you observed in children due to prolonged social media and also gadget exposure?
Thank you for the question. I think some of it we can guess, right? The fact that they have shorter attention span, they're hyper-emotional, they're reactive, they don't think before they act, they just act. It's a group collective, very impulsive. But I think the part that for me is the hardest and actually the most scary is the fact that they're lonely and because there is so much on social media and there's so much technology that children actually work, live, breathe in solitude. That they can stay in their room the whole day and play games, never come out and socialize. That they don't know how to negotiate. That they don't know how to behave. Never mind, they don't know how to spell. I really have a problem with that. But that they don't know how to build relationships, healthy relationships. That their idea of healthy relationships and role models are games in AI. I asked the 9-year-olds when we went to school, who's your role model? They mentioned gamers and influencers. And, you know, if you had asked us growing up who your role models are, would be the people around you. Your parents, your grandmother, your neighbors, people you knew. They're all talking about role models that may or may not exist, that they'll never meet. And that this is who they identify with is something that's really, really scary, because the values that are projected online, the values that you see online, are not realistic at all. So that is what I see, and that is what is scary.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hartini. Okay, now we will open the floor for questions and answer. And I think we can take 3 questions, okay, maybe one for each panelist. So please stand up and also introduce yourself, and you can, what we call, direct your questions to your panelists or the panelists that you want to ask. Thank you. Yes, any questions from the, yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Zaid Al-Sagaf. My second question. No, I think when it comes to say we cannot do anything, we just let them. It's like putting cocaine, then say, oh, just it's there. The kids have to make the right decision. So we as the society and all that, we know already social media is doing so many bad things, games are doing so. So we have to. So I think what Australia is actually in the right direction. That they set the rule system. The question is, if you do it like that, how do you make sure that it actually works? So I think they're on the right track. Now they just need to figure out how to make it work. Maybe they have to have IC. I think China is the best country in this. When they want to get something done, they just get it done, right? They'll have even I remember they had gaming, because everything is through WeChat, right? So there was like kids can only, because they want to study, they must study, so they can only play games 1 hour. So the system blocks them. After 1 hour, they cannot play games. They don't need to worry about the parents. The system already blocks them. So I think we have to really think about this, because this is so important, because so many kids are being destroyed, because we are at fault. It's not just we, the society itself, because it's basically giving them cocaine, drugs. Oh, you can make that decision. No, it doesn't work that way. Kids are not ready for that, to make that kind of decision. Even in the US, it's like, you want to be a boy or a girl? They ask 5 years olds, right? I mean, how? So we have to set barriers. So I think what Australia did is actually in the right direction. The second stage is, okay, they have the rules, but kids know how to break them. But there are ways to block this, because to be honest, I followed social media from the beginning, and you can see even Zuckerberg had some noble cause with Facebook when he started, but now it's all about money. It's all about the algorithm to make more money. So it's just about this. So they don't really care. At the moment, they don't really care, because they care most about the shareholders. They want to, so they don't really care about the youth. They're only caring about the youth when they get a fine from the society, right? So we have to get them make those decisions as a government, as a nation. So it's not just letting the kids do their own thing, but we have to set frameworks. But there is ways to do it. If you can start with the IC. You cannot register the system without the IC. You can do that online now. So there are ways to control these kind of things. Okay.
Thank you so much. I think this is not question. This is a comment from you. Okay. You want to give feedback? Okay. Later. Okay. So second question. Okay, your sister, please.
Assalamualaikum, saya Hartini dari Yayasan Chow Kit. Soalan saya untuk Prof Izura berkenaan dengan safety awareness, I think. So because now we talking about now, no youth involved, right? So what is the strategic planning for next? I mean, they themselves at home now. We're talking about this here. So, what is the planning next for the cyber awareness for the youth and children? I don't know. Is it got any like programs or anything suitable by their age? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so can we take another last question, maybe for Dr. Adam? Yes, anybody? Or if not necessarily to Dr. Adam, you can ask questions to other panelists as well. I think Dr. Hartini can give feedback for the first, I think, questions or maybe comment from our brother. Okay, and second to Dr. Izura. And do we have the third question? Oh, yes, please. Yes, sister. Yes, please.
Assalamualaikum. Okay, actually I have 3 questions, but I'll put it into one now, yeah?
Okay, good.
Okay, the first one is actually how are you looking at the future of social media, since we know that the influence is there. The influence is not just on youth, but also how youth is taking it into their ambition, you know. They are planning to be content creators. They are planning to be finance planner, and they gain a lot. They are planning to gain a lot from the social media, or maybe fintech based financial source, or even how do you look at the youth in the form of the way they're thinking, yeah, their thoughts, whether it's creatively or critically.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So I think maybe okay, okay. So you can answer the first question, right?
Just based on the comments, you're absolutely right. That's why I'm saying what needs to happen is not just the schools, but that the telcos need to be responsible as well as the gamers and the people who are gaming developers and stuff. There has to be accountability. And the fact that if you're making money, then you need to do, with privilege comes responsibility. So you need to be able to do that, because once you lock up, and if you do something like China where you automatically shut off the game after an hour, that's perfect. But we need that political will, and we need that kind of push to be able to do what's happening in China over here. And it hasn't happened yet. So we need to get that done. Of course, there are solutions. It's just not done. And again, the devil is in the details. It is not about the policies and the laws. We have lots of wonderful laws and policies. It's the implementation process and the political will that needs to happen. Then we can talk about effective and impactful things. So that's my answer to your question, absolutely. I will answer the last question. So what we need to do in terms, so there are a few of us, like in terms of education, for example, who are looking at building micro modules to sort of provide alternative learning solutions and pathways for children to be able to get their attention. If you remember, a month ago, there was a case in Johor where there was a raid, and 10-year-olds dropped out of school and were working in these factories illegally, right? So to get the children's attention, and they're not going back to school, it's not going to happen, right? You've got 10,000 children who were supposed to sit for SPM this year who didn't even show up. You need to find other ways of being able to get their attention, because they are seeing what's online, because they are comparing themselves with what others are doing online. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. That's what they think is the plan. That's the ultimate goal. So you have to find different alternatives and being able to sort of capitalize on what we know. That we know that they can't keep attention spans for longer than 10 minutes. You got to develop micro modules to be able to do lessons planned to hold their attention. You need to think of ways to come up, with 21st century skills. But what does that mean? It means being adaptable. It means being resilient. It means upskilling. It means lots of different things, right? So a lot of the things that you see, the patterns that you see now in children, the fact that they are learning differently, the fact that they are looking at different ways of learning, means you have to change with the times, and our formal education system isn't going to work anymore the way it is. So, yeah.
Okay, what we have been seeing, or what we have been doing, the government's doing, like Australia and also Malaysia will follow suit about banning the social media account for below 16 teenagers. Yes, we're not saying that this is the ultimate solution. This can, stop all the problems. No, but it is one of the mechanisms that we can use. But of course, we need many other things, also including parental supervision, parental what do you call this function here, community. Everybody has to come in and create this. And what we always say is that yes, you cannot beat technology. And especially with the young ones, they would always find ways. They would always find way to bypass all this. If you lock here and there also, as I said earlier, but it's a kind of a mitigation. What we need to do is to educate, to connect with your children, build their inner strength, the filtering mechanism to choose what is wrong, what is right. Yes, I agree. For 5-year-olds, they cannot choose. Yeah, they don't have that ability yet. But it's our role to help them. That's why we need to protect them from being exposed to all these negative influences. Coming back to your question, your sister question number 2 about the modules. Yes, there are many modules out there for children, for teenagers. And I've heard that MCMC also have come up, Cybersecurity Malaysia also have come up with modules that they want to bring. They're speaking with the KPM, Ministry of Education, to bring these modules to school on cyber safe, cyber hygiene, cyber defense awareness, all these things. In fact, and also NGOs also have come up with many. You. So ABIM also have a module on dermaga, diriku permata berharga, which also the aim is to build inner, what you call this, strength, protection mechanism to our youth. Having said that, the modules for youth, there are also modules for parents, digital parenting module, which I'm also involved as the expert reference from the LPPKN. Apa nama dia? Or under the family Ministry of Women and Family Development. So there are many modules out there. We can easily find, and I'm sure many NGOs also have come up with programs like this. But again, programs are programs. We also, as parents, we also need to always, it has to be a continuous effort from all of us. We cannot just leave them, they're just looking, they're just watching cartoons, or they're just playing harmless games. Harmless games also can affect their mind. It's about building their mindset, and also behavior. That's why we can see some children, like, they move like zombies. They're in the days, for example. Although it's not aggressive behavior, but it's kind of affecting them, all this.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you want to give any feedback?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Prof, I would like to thank you for, I'm learning from you, because currently in our country, we don't have a lot of these problems. Probably that's where we are going. Now from what I've learned here, inshallah, when I go home, I will try to see whatever we've taken from here. At least we prepare to help our community, not to be harmed. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. So before we conclude, I would like to invite each panelist to share a brief, conclusion or summary within only 1 minute. 1 minute saja, ya. Tak boleh lebih lagi dah. Okay, start with.
I'm going to close it with a quote, which is my favorite quote about children and why we need to protect them. So children are the I forgot my quote. Okay, wait, come back to me. Oh, okay, no, I remember. Children are the future or the future of. I forgot.
Okay, that's okay. Maybe later, inshallah, you will remember it. Okay, the most dangerous digital threat, I would say, is not hackers, not virus, not malware. It's the system actually nowadays. Yeah, it's the system that quietly shape how we think and how we behave. So remember, do not rely on the system 100%. And for parents also, again, you don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to be a technical expert in order to supervise your child. Connect with them, have engagement with them, listen to them, and also, okay, what do you call this? Educate them from time to time. Yeah, and one thing that I always say this: teach your children respect and accountability. When they have that, and of course with other helping makers, but again, always come with respect and accountability. When you have accountability, you always know that Allah is watching whatever that you do. Even you're using fake accounts, anonymous account, whatever, people don't see what you're doing over, or maybe, any sexual related activities also. You have the accountability and you have respect, not only for others, but also for yourself. Inshallah, all will be fine. You could. Okay, 1 minute, less than 1 minute. Conclusion.
Yeah, in conclusion, we just need to be human beings. We are under test from Almighty. Those hardship we go through, those are tests from our Creator. He wants to see, can we hold on or we give up? So let's keep on holding on and let's find solution and save humanity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So Alhamdulillah, we have covered a rich and multi-dimensional discussion. Okay, we learned a lot from our speakers. For example, from Associate Professor Dr. Nur Izura, we learned that the digital world introduced multiple challenges to the families and also to our children. So these challenges require stronger, so I'm using your term now, digital literacy, active parental involvement, and also safer online environments. And cyber hygiene, okay, don't forget. Okay, and then from Dr. Adam, okay, he reminded us that any solution must, as a Muslim, must return to fitrah. So restoring fitrah is essential for guiding youth to a responsible digital conduct. And last but not least, from Dr. Hartini, okay, we heard, although these cases, of course, definitely, I consider as sad, okay, sad, and also, yeah, we don't want to hear this kind of cases, but this is the reality, okay? So inshallah, from what she shared with us, we understand that we need stronger protection systems and also community-based supports, all right? So together from our panelists, okay, we learned that we really need collaborations from families, from educators, from policymakers, and from the community. So in general, from all of us, okay? So thank you very much, our three panelists, and please give them a big round of applause. Okay, so thank